there folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor. And when last we left off, we've just been exploring the settlement of Sloop, where we found someone that we were looking for, because we had some evidence that tied them to the death of all the soldiers in Romney. But it turns out they have no idea about the death of the soldiers. They weren't involved. Someone is trying to implicate them, likely the Nighthawks. Speaking of Nighthawks, we killed quite a few of them who were probably about to go kill the person we saved. And I'm just going to double check that there's nothing here that I don't want to sell before I head onwards. Right, so you have that. You have nothing. Just double checking. Always pays to double check. Aha! Always pays to double check / triple check because there is something here, which means I should make my way back and go and sell this stuff. Which means we're on our way back to Romney, because that means loot, and we could always do with more loot. Right, let's follow the road, because following the road means we're not going to miss any bodies as we do, because I want to be triply sure that I have got everything. Okay, you're there. There's that house there that we don't know the purpose of. It is surely a very mysterious home. Also, we have these bodies here. We have the arrows. And we have nothing. Okay. And there's also the bodies that are over there. We'll triple check those when we get to Romney and back. Hopefully the store's still open. The store is still open. That is brilliant. Right, there's no point in trying to haggle here, but I will get all of these sold. And we'll even get these arrows sold as well. Actually, don't want these arrows sold. You have those arrows. Yeah, we'll sell these arrows. We'll even sell these arrows as well, giving you even more space, and I'm not sure if I need this. I'm really not sure if I need that. Also selling this here, and this as well, meaning that you now have a lot of space. If I were to sell the seal, can I sell the seal? I can't sell the seal. Still don't know if I need it. Probably don't. Either way, we will exit. We shall rest for a bit, and then we shall double-check the bodies that were out here, if they're still here. They're not still here, are they? Nope, nope, they are. Oh, no, they're here. They're here. Right. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. And, yeah, we've been pretty thorough there. Pretty thorough. Right. Let's make our way back. The sooner we get to Sloop, the sooner we can keep moving forward. There is that place with the keep out sign that I'm very interested in. Is this it? No, this is Sloop. Okay, we're back at Sloop. Do want to be here. Now, we'll go grab that loot that I didn't grab initially. Then again, we didn't have room to grab it. Also, no one's going to do anything about the bodies here. They're just going to leave them be. Now, is it this one? Yes, it's you. Okay, so we've got an armorer's hammer. We already have armor craft selected, so last use of that is entirely expended. And weapon craft on this. Which means we only have 4 uses of a whetstone. We really want to get to a place that sells whetstones and armor's hammers. I think Malik's Cross sells them. But Malik's Cross seems such a far distance away. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. Right, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. It's already starting to get a bit dark, which is unfortunate, but that's to be expected. Right, just double-checking in case there were any ambushes along the way, and there aren't, so we shall rest up and keep heading south. Ah, that house. This is the house where there was... Ah! More ghosts! Yay, more... This is not a yay situation. Ghosts are never a yay situation. Defend, please. We'll have you have at thee. You're going to get hit, because of course you are. You get some good hits in there. You know what? You might as well hit too. Aha! That's a miss. Fine hit there. They don't attack very quickly, I'm noting, the ghosts. And this is very beneficial, because you're gone now. And very soon you're going to be gone as well. Not soon enough, but you will be. I'm just going to have you attack again. Miss. 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 Ooh, am I glad for that. And... no. Oh, that's bad. Not a fan. Then again, it only dealt 10 to you. It only dealt 10. Not the worst. And you are gone. Yay! Not yay, it was ghosts. Party's abilities have gone up, though. What abilities are we talking about? Your accuracy melee, your defense and accuracy melee, and your nothing. Okay. I'm not going to say no to stat increases. Absolutely not. Now let's remove this directory, make a new directory. That is awesome. And check this house. A man appeared in the doorway. His raven hair dusted with grey and the lines around his hard eyes. He looked on them with gravity, the weight of his stare deep and penetrating. "This is the house of Madame Afra," he rasped. "Futures, speaking with the dead, rumours. We will require a payment of 50 gold. Do you wish a session with Madame?" "Sure." James produced the requested amount and handed it over, following the tall man. Just before pushing aside a curtain, he halted and whispered to them. "Do not question some of the things my wife may say or do," he said. "We have recently lost a daughter, and it has shaken Hafra's belief in some of her abilities. If she asks for acceptance, no matter what she may have said, please treat her kindly." Without another word, he shoved aside the curtain and allowed them into a rear room where Madame Hafra waited. Seated at a table, she wore a woven brocade vest and over a lightly dyed peasant's blouse, and her hands and neck were ornamented with bright wooden beads. "Please have a seat," she muttered, waving a brightly nailed hand at the rude chairs set across from her. As she spoke, her eyelids fluttered, as if she was speaking through an alcoholic haze. "I may provide 3 services for you. We may speak of local rumours. I may tell thee the future, or I may speak to the dead. Which would you have of me?" "Tell me about rumours." "Rumours," she repeated quietly. Leaning forward in her seat, she met James's gaze and held it, allowing her voice to harden. "Rumours? I will tell thee of the only rumour about which I know. Many have come and spoken to me of Rizalki that roam the lands near the River Pilot's Folly at night, but these are lies." Startled with the ferocity with which the woman had bitten off the last word, James shrugged his shoulders. "I have not heard anything of them." "Do not seek the Rizalki," she continued, her voice still frantic. "They are of no harm to anyone." Although he had remained quiet as Hafra had begun to rant, Bella moved forward and touched her on the shoulder, seemingly relieving the wildness that was overcoming her. "These gentlemen are friends," he said quietly. "You will not be injured." Taking his hand, she nodded once, then looked back at James. "You will forgive me. This has touched our lives, but I can explain no further." Believing the session was over, Bella stepped forward to escort them out, but Hafra motioned for him to keep his place. "I do not believe we are finished," she said, treating them with a faint smile. "For the price they have paid, they may continue to ask questions. So, strangers, as I have told you before, we may speak of local rumours. I may tell thee the future, or I may speak to the dead. Which would you have of me?" "Let's talk of the future." "Very well," Hafra said with a weak smile, her posture relaxing visibly as she leaned back into the overstuffed cushions of her sitting chair. "We shall tell your future." Shivering, as if seized with a sudden chill, she flicked a bony finger out at Owen. "You shall save one whom you admire from a dire fate, but shall awaken the attention of those whom most wish for your destruction. Forever after, you shall find that you walk the paths of the world nameless and alone. Folding her hands in her lap, she looked on them serenely, her face beginning to resume a look of her age. "This is the fate I see for you," she said, a slight tremolo in her voice betraying a hint of nervousness. "The fates have spoken through me. We were told to accept it, so we'll accept it." Detecting how important it was to the fortune-teller that they believed what she told them, James leaned forward and patted the old woman's hands. "We believe you, Hafra," he said, reinforcing his words with a flashed smile. "And we get to ask of the dead as well." Closing her eyes, the old woman shook as if a tree bowing beneath the winds of a howling gale, her lips drawn taut and her face drained of colour. After several moments of effort, she shook her head. "I cannot help you. Lim's Cragma holds those you wish too tightly." "There's nothing else we can do." Noticing that Gorath appeared to be drifting off, James threw him a sympathetic smile. "I think we've heard enough for now, Madam Hafra. Perhaps we will come and see you again." "Very well," she replied. "Bella shall show you out." Some good things to learn there. Little tidbits of info. Okay, this is the keep out area. We should see if we can do something here now that we have this box. I didn't do anything with this box before. A man shouted to them. "Have you brought the Chief Reeves dinner?" he asked, evidently viewing their arrival as part of a regular schedule. When James wasn't quick to respond, the man seemed to get a bit irritated. "Are you or aren't you the delivery man from the goods store?" "Yes," James quickly lied, seeing an obvious way to get past the guard. "We'll just go on in and deliver his dinner to him." The man frowned. "Obviously they didn't explain to you the way things work around here. No one comes past Podrick," he said, thumping his chest. "You go over next to the field and put the goods in the box. Then go about your way. Now do you or don't you have his food?" "No." Playing the role of stupid delivery boy, James scratched his head. "We thought we had to come and find out what he wanted first," he said. "We'll come back later." Right, so we're gonna have to get something for him, and I have a feeling I know what we need to get. No one gets past Podrick, eh? Well, if we were to poison I was about to say if we were to poison Podrick, we might be able to get past, but it seems like fate has something else in store for me, and it's called these Nighthawks. James charged forward. Caught off guard, their opponents scrambled around helplessly before finally squaring off in a defensive position. Perfect! Perfect. Charge! I could totally do it. It's just like haggling. Just like haggling. Right, you're going to move over here and defend there. You're actually going to move over here and help. Okay, we're not going to manage anything, apparently. We're not going to manage anything. Right, let's get some spell casting done here. Let's get some Fetters of Rhyme. There we go. Let's deal with you. Or we'll hit the tree. That is unfortunate, but what can you do? I'll tell you what we can do. We can take care of you with one hit, and then move on to here with the crossbow user. Okay, you just do that, you go over there. Ah, you've got a crossbow as well. Right, split up. You can do some healing, and you can do some stabbening. Yep, that stabbening certainly worked. And move over. Do that, and overhead swing. Ha-ha! That was a terrible miss. Overhead swing! That was also a terrible miss. That's okay. Overhead swing! Yay! Eventually we won. Right. What do we have? Whoa! What do we have here? The answer is... Oh, that's what we want. That's what we want. We want spoiled rations. That is really what we want. Okay, hold on to that for me. I literally have nothing to repair it with. Also, we have this here. And we're going to fix up that sword as quickly as we can. With what few uses of this we have remaining. And then you can take the sword. what else do you have? You have these here. Take them all. Also these here. Let's take one. Let's take one spoilt ration, because I'm very wary of what time of day... Oh, actually, it's very early in the day. Oh, we've got some nice stuff here. We have poisoned arrows. We have a crossbow. You know what? Take the crossbows. We can use the aventurine to fix the crossbows. Okay, we can use one aventurine to fix the crossbows. Then you can take the sword, and we can fix up the sword. We're really running out of these. Really running out. So we can't do anything right now, but we can use these rations to get into the place there. So we want to backtrack a bit, go back here, and use the spoilt rations. Do we want this? I don't remember if we want this. Maybe? I mean, it sounds evidency. Okay, let's go here. We have brought his dinner. We'll have to check, James said. We'll have to check, James said, shouting back. Sometimes my friend here forgets his orders. If we have any, we'll drop them off. Okay, let's go... Okay, we obviously can't go this way. So let's go round the other way. Because I think they're expecting these deliveries from Romney. It's getting dark. Okay, let's put in the chest the spoilt rations. James closed the lid of the chest. So what do we do now? Gorath said. Wait, James replied. We come back tomorrow, and with any luck, Arlie will be willing to see us. Of course, he may not be too happy with our leaving him bad food, but at least it may get us in to see him. And what if he decides to kill us for our little stunt? Gorath replied. James shrugged. We will deal with it when we have to. Now let's get comfortable somewhere. Oh, I like the game gives you the ability to put sport rations in via that encounter. Maybe there's a place you can buy them. Either way, we'll rest a little more, and then we'll go over. Did that work? Do I have to wait a bit longer? Maybe I have to wait a bit longer. Let's go over here. Podrick shouted at them. If you'd pulled that stunt with me, I'd have your livers for breakfast, he said, referring to their having previously left the tainted rations. The Reeve is a little more forgiving. He says anybody what had the manhood to try that deserved at least a meeting with him. I'll deactivate the trap so you can get through. Owen winced as the guard removed a scroll from his tunic and read the incantation, horribly fumbling most of the words which were written upon it. Once before, he had seen a neophyte spellcaster consumed in flames as he mispronounced a critical line of a spell, leaving forever after a greasy spot on the streets of Tyburn. Much to his relief, the trap collapsed without incident. I wonder if that could have gone wrong. Right, let's go talk. The Reeve met them at the door. Nearly bald except for a few short tufts of hair which cropped behind his ears like untended weeds, the Chief Reeve was a surprisingly small man for a position of power he held among the guilds of the Romney. Smiling fiercely at them, he slapped James's shoulder with a heat-blistered hand. "Arlie Steelsoul here," he said. "If nothing else, you've got chutzpah. Lucky I didn't eat the stuff you dropped in the box without having it checked first. Learned a long time ago to be wary of trusting people on the outside." He invited them into his home, offered them some food and water, and spoke of the guild war near Romney. It started when the river pullers jacked their prices so high no one could afford to ship things downriver, he explained. That forced Mitchell Waylander to turn to the guild of the Romney. Well, let me tell you, Chief Reeve of the river pullers didn't like that at all. Felt the new guild was trying to undercut his business. But can you blame him? Mitchell, I mean. James shook his head. The Duke of Romney doesn't seem too happy about matters either, he said. He wants you to come to the negotiations table so they can bring a halt to the violence in Romney. Arlie nodded. Bloody politics started this mess, and it looks like that's what it'll take to bring it to an end. They'll have a chunk out of the Ironmongers Guild, be sure of that. We've always lost at the negotiations table. Then we can tell the Duke you will negotiate? James asked. Walking to a row of shelves, he pulled down a book. Nothing else to do that I know of. Alerting James first, he tossed the tome. Thought you might like this after all your questions about the ironwork. What is it? James asked, looking at the plain leather cover. A beginner's text in the art of repairing arms and armour. I was going to throw it out to make room for a few new books that Podrick brought to me. You're welcome to it. Thanking the Reeve for his generous offer, James motioned to Gorath it was time they were on their way once again. We will tell the Duke, he said before closing the door. He will be excited, I think. Ooh, we were given a book. We were given Chapel's Rumours and... we were given the repair book. I am so pleased. I am so pleased we have the repair book. That is a wonderful thing to have. We could read this right now. We're going to read this right now. So, Weaponcraft and Armorcraft. This is a good book to have. I'm so happy. And when we come back, folks, we will get some weapon and armor training. And then we're going to go back to Romney, because we really need to go back to Romney and sell some more stuff. Not fully repaired, but we are still going to sell it. It's a shame that when you get to 100%, you still need an armorer's hammer and a whetstone. Imagine if you got to 100% and the game went, you don't need these anymore, and then you could just repair things without them. But that's not the way. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.